First up is team from Korea. Kim Dong-young with an X to start off this matchup. Kibo Bay. A little bit of a surprise that we won't see her in this afternoon session, Allison, as far as one of the semifinal matchups in the individual women's competition, because she's definitely a force in the women's recurve individual, and just almost a little disappointment for her, I'm sure.
Yeah, she had a really good qualifying at the beginning of the week. And everyone was quite shocked, really, that there's no Korean women in the semi-finals for the individual.
At the last World Cup stop, the Koreans dominated the podium, finishing first, second, and third. However, here at these World Championships, there will not be a medal going to Korea in the women's recurve individuals.
Yeah, I can't remember World Championships where they haven't featured somewhere on the podium, and it's usually the top spot as well.
Exactly. Off to a great start here. 28 of a possible 30 points to open up this first end.
The Koreans talk to each other when they're at line, and even at full draw they are talking.
I was going to say, is that from an archer's perspective, and you've been in this this sort of competition at the World Cups, at the World Championships, and so forth, how distracting is that?
I guess if you practice and you're used to it, then it's just whatever you're used to, and I guess they must practice that as a team.
Because honestly, you look at other teams, and you really don't see it too often.
No, and when we do practice, we've noticed, the Koreans do that. There is a constant sort of chatter going on.
Diciamo che siamo sulla buona strada. Riparte la Corea, la formazione, la nazionale in svantaggio.
9 points. Young and Kibo Bay have twice had the highest score in this round of 151 points.
약해지면 안 돼.
Tranquilla.
There's a 10 dead center. X.
10 points. That's our first 10 of this match. Now we turn to target number 2 with Mexico. Juan Rene Serrano.
And an 8.
Ada Roman, her first shot here, and end number 2. And Korea leads now by 1 point. The Korean pair have scored 2 times the highest score of this event, 151 in the quarterfinal versus Japan, and in the semifinal versus Poland. They started off as the favorites for the first recurve mixed world title in history. Their opponents from Mexico, seeded number 6. And have aspirations on gold medals
8 points
for both of their countries.
The Mexicans are shooting strongly. They have a Korean coach, so if you look at their technique, it's quite similar to the style the Koreans use as well.
Interesting scenario there, where the Korean coach coaching in Mexico and facing his home country, so to speak, in the finals. So. Are you almost surprised that, in a sense, that it took this long? Because here we are in 2011, and you know, this is the first time they have this World Championship for this.
Yeah, I think traditionally the teams have fielded, you know, full teams, but with the mixed team, it doesn't allow for those countries that don't necessarily have the depth of archers to take 3 to a World Championships, but they have a strong, you know, one strong man and one strong woman. They can still compete.
Absolutely.
You know, at the top level.
Because we've seen that at some of the smaller countries that you know, maybe don't produce the tens of thousands of archers that some other countries do, right? Yeah. So it's fantastic shooting here in this end. We have back-to-back tens for Korea. And now Ada Roman will try to duplicate what her partner did with his first shot.
Tied scores.
Tied score with 6 arrows to go.
6 arrows remaining. We are tied at 92 points each. 10 points.
Nice shooting from Mr. Im. He'll feature later on in the team matches for the men's team for Korea in the gold match.
9 points just out of the 10.
And he's also going to be featuring in the semi-finals in the individual this afternoon. A very busy gentleman this Sunday, this beautiful Sunday here in Torino. 39 of a possible 40 points for Korea on those 4 shots.
9.
Needs a tie, needs a 10 to tie.
10 to tie. It is unfortunately a 7.
A 7, a disappointing 7.
Sometimes it's easier if you some of the archers see Ida, she's shooting with a visor,
right?
And Kibo Bay has got a hat on. That can just give you a little bit of stop the glare from the sun, especially if it's coming in from the right hand side. It can be tricky.
Juan Rene Serrano starts off with a 10.
10 at dead center.
And his teammate duplicates that with a perfect 10 dead center.
They're keeping the pressure on Korea now, so it's still an interesting match.
10 points. Kibo Bay. And she does exactly that.
Final arrows.
Back-to-back 10s for both of these countries, and we're down to our final 2 arrows here. The mixed team event in the recurve discipline, and you can hear the hush of the crowd, and
Final shot for Mexico.
Serrano looks up to the skies after that shot.
It's interesting that both teams are using the women archers as their final on the rotations.
Is that just preference, or is that strategy, or how does that work?
And 8 to finish for Mexico.
I guess at this level, the archers are fairly even as far as their performance. But sometimes, it depends on the team. If they want the strongest archer who can give you something to aim for.
10 points. See, now on this one, they just reversed. Yeah,
it is interesting. It's an in-mill finish.
Final shot here in this gold medal matchup, and it will clinch. 10-10. Korea ends it in fine style, winning the gold medal here at the recurve mixed team event in impressive fashion. For the very first time in the history of this event,
Silver medal performance.
gold medal champions are crowned here in Turin, Italy.